What's up, I'm Andrew, and this is my 2006 Toyota 4Runner. And right here in my hand, I have an upgrade for this vehicle that I have been wanting to bring to life for a very long time. Let's check it out. This is the normal window switch in a 4th Gen 4Runner. Sure, it works, but it leaves a lot to be desired. And this is my new upgraded window switch. It allows for all 4 windows to roll up and down automatically, which is something that was never possible before. It also features LED backlighting available in factory orange or a modern cool white. So let's go over how to install it. There's really only 2 tools you'll need, and that is a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver. The first thing you'll need to do is remove the armrest from the door panel. Just pull up and it should pop right out. This will uncover one Phillips head screw in the center of the door, and you need to remove that. From there, you need to pop off the panel behind the inner door handle. You just kind of have to get between the crack that lies on the lock mechanism and the panel itself and pry off. It's only held in by a clip, so it's very easy to get off. And then you need to remove the Phillips head screw behind that. There's also a push clip on the very front side of the door nearest to the engine bay that needs to be removed, and this is really easy to remove. All you need to do is press down on the center with something like the Phillips head screwdriver works great, and then it'll pop out, and then use a flat one to remove it completely. The last part is to get this little triangle speaker cover thing off. Again, use a flathead and just pry it back. It's only clipped on there. It's now time to remove the door panel from the door itself. Now, some people prefer to use a pry tool so that way the paint on the inner door doesn't get scratched up. I just use a screwdriver. I think it works pretty well. But what I'm doing is I'm putting the screwdriver up under the door panel and I'm prying backwards. What it is on the inside there is a bunch of plastic clips that go around the outer edge of the door. And so what I'm doing is I work my way around the outer edge, using the leverage to pop the door panel free bit by bit until the whole panel is off. So once the clips are all off, it's still going to be holding on by the top edge, which has a little lip, but once the door kind of has a little bit of play in it, like you see here, that's how you know you're ready to pull the panel off. So once you lift the panel off the door, you'll notice it's connected in a few different places, the first of which being these 2 cables that control the door handle and the door lock. These are pretty easy to remove. All you have to do is pull outwards on the clips, as seen here. Basically, you're just pulling them from their slots, and then you just need to work, once you pull them out, you need to work the little ball cable out of the door handle itself. From there, you can move on to the lights. The video is a little bit blurry right here, but I'm just unclipping the electrical connector that goes into the door light. It's literally the easiest part. Now we're on to the window and mirror adjustment switch. The mirror adjustment is really easy. Again, it just has a tab that you push down and pull out. Very easy. The clip on the back of the window switch itself is a little bit more complex, so what I've done is I've broken it down for you a little bit so you can understand exactly how it works and make getting it off a little easier. So this is a close-up of the master switch itself. On one side there is not a tab, on the other side there is a small tab, which is strange that there's a side tab, but this tab itself is going to be the key to getting it off. Now, I tried pushing it down with my thumb. As you can see, it's a little bit difficult. I'm pulling, and I'm not sure if this was just because the window switch had never been changed before or what, but I was really having a tough time getting it to disengage. And so what I ended up doing was I took a screwdriver flathead and I kind of made a little bit of separation in there, and that was able to free up the tab. From there, I slid the connector back little by little and it finally popped out. So this is my attempt to help you understand how it works. You push back the tab, you disengage, and from there you can pull out. It's kind of a 2-part process. So just to reiterate, I use a screwdriver to pop the tab, and then I can remove this plug from the switch itself. I then take the entire door panel to a flat table so I can replace the switch unit as a whole. The switch unit itself is held in by 3 Phillips head screws, 2 in the rear and 1 in the front. And just like that, you can remove the entire unit. Which brings us to the new switch. Basically, you just have to do the reverse of the steps you did to take it out. I recommend starting with the screw in the front, just so it kind of holds it in symmetrically. One thing when tightening these down that I noticed was I kind of got all of these about 75% of the way tight. I then went back to the front, tightened the front down fully, and then I tightened the rear. Now, one tip I have for you guys, if you flip your door panel over and you find that the rear switches are getting stuck, especially when you push them down, this is due to over tightening the rear part of the switch on the back side. So all I did to fix this was I flipped the door panel back over and I loosened the screws about 1 revolution of the screwdriver. Now, this does not compromise the switch's stability, but it does ease the friction and allow the back switches to pop back to place when being pushed down. At that point, you can go ahead and put back on the door panel, making sure to connect all the lights and wires up exactly how they were before, including both of the cables for the door handle and door lock. From there, you can then put the panel back on and snap the clips into the door itself. Also, don't forget to refasten both the screws in the middle of the door and behind the inner door handle, as well as the clip on the very front and little speaker cover at the top. And finally, replace the armrest. You will now notice when you turn the car on, the LEDs behind the switches begin to glow, and you now have full access to all auto windows. This is definitely one of my favorite 4Runner mods I've put on my vehicle to date. It's just so practical and convenient. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching this video. And if you want to pick up your own window switch, check out the link in the description. Peace.